Alright, the IEM and Taipei America qualifiers continue right now. On the leftmost side of Catalina, it's going to be the light blue, the lighter blue, Terran, Evil Geniuses, XenoCider.
The bottom right says the blue Terran, it's CM Storm's Polt.
Alright, so we really did have a very legitimate question coming into this series where it was, will Polt actually be able to beat XenoCider? Will he turn this around? XenoCider's knocked out his fair share of players from the brackets today, but this is the last match, and it's really going to be disheartening if he doesn't quite make it through. Because on the other hand, you're like, Polt, you've won enough of these things, man. Just go. Make room for the new blood. But,
yeah.
Of course, that's not actually how business works. And in all seriousness, XenoCider is certainly going to have to work hard in this series if he wants to earn this spot. Because I doubt he's going to be flying out to Taipei to play in the open bracket just so casually.
That was a very close game, though. You know, it took early damage, it looked kind of grim, and he brought it back. Really, really well played. And it was just the weird kind of pseudo... Not base trade, base race? No, the weird thing that happened, you know, guys. That really, you know, tripped him up.
Yeah, yeah, the base free guy's really awkward, but I didn't realize he subbed to donating $5, but also subbing to the channel. Give up the hype for Startail Balloon! Boop, boop, boop. Balloon, you're playing the IEM League tomorrow, right? Please? Yes. Fantastic.
Awesome. Peer pressure.
I hope so.
I hope so. I hope peer pressure works. You know, if I jump off a bridge, I want him to jump too.
No, see, that logic has never sat down with me, because the whole point of that message is you don't do what your friends are doing, right? Like, you just don't do what everyone else is doing without asking a question. Well, on the regular, everyone I know doesn't jump off a bridge, so does that mean I'm supposed to? Because it's the opposite of the regular? Like, come on. Logic.
I think the point is just you're supposed to think about it, not necessarily just do what the opposite is.
Look, do you want to jump off a bridge? Because I'd be happy if you would jump off a bridge.
Well, let me think about it. No.
Oh, okay. Well, I tried. No one can say I didn't.
Yeah, I gave it 100% effort.
Alright, so we have Polt kind of going back for more of the old school build for now. We'll see if there's not a command center or if he decides to just follow up the starport. It's got to be the starport. I mean, it's Catalina. This is such a drop. Regardless of what type of drop, this is such a drop-friendly map. And, yeah, this is starport out of Polt.
Yep, boers. And XenoCider is going up to his Banshees again, so very similar to the last time we cast these guys on Catalina. That did go poorly for XenoCider. That was one of the games where it was just like, okay, this is over. You lost way too many SCVs, and he kind of hobbled along for a little bit, but hopefully it'll be just it's not about being prepared either, because he was prepared for that. It's just, you know, the little bit of missed micro. Although, you know, he also didn't have the supply depot wall, and he's been consistent about that this time.
Yeah, Polt's 111 is kind of a common theme, but, you know, just lifting up, not even worrying about the depots, just going straight to the main. Like, these are all things that Catalina is going to allow him to do with this big, wide open area in the first place. Not to mention how safe it is for the medevacs to just sit here on this ledge, even.
Yeah. It's true. You know, Xeno did scout a little bit, and he scouted, you know, where his opponent was, at least. Or no, he was trying to, I'm sorry.
Ooh, gets the Hellion. That's actually a nice pickoff for XenoCider.
Yeah, very nice. So Polt knows where XenoCider is, but XenoCider doesn't know what Polt is? Yeah, that is the case. He doesn't know where to expect this medevac coming.
Such generosity, much. Wow, Nathanius is hosting our channel, ladies and gentlemen! 3 viewers, but thank you, Nathanius, nonetheless.
Rude. Very rude.
I'm teasing.
Try.
No, it's really cool. Anytime we get hosted by anybody, I will always be appreciative. So, thank you. But alone here in the main, the Banshee's back at home. Ooh, gotta be careful. It doesn't put the cloak. Yeah, it's really low, but the Marines look like they're going to take care of this. The Banshee with 1 or 2 shots should be able to be that extra force necessary to just make sure this doesn't end the game. Trades out army for army. This means XenoCider can't counterattack, but I don't think you can out-repair the Marine damage, so that was a bit of a bold mistake.
Oh, God. Well, you know, everything else is about to pop out, so he'll lose SCVs, or maybe in another situation he wouldn't, but hopefully not too many. Get him, boys. Drill, 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 drill.
Row, fight the power. Alright, so a couple of SCVs die. And, well, there's... Just, the Raven's not going to be able to add too much. The auto turret is such a not...
No, but, you know, Hellion and 2 Marines is finally enough.
Yeah. The Raven follow-up is really interesting that he goes for this too, because I mean he pairs up with the Vikings later, and this is really good for like a mid-game push, but Polt's never really done anything that this Raven straight up countered. Like he doesn't do his later game Cloak Banshees. We haven't seen too much of that. That's like one game. No Widow Mines. I mean this Raven's nice, but it's it only comes into effect with the Vikings, it feels.
You imagine like he got good use out of it on Overgrowth, for example, and we've seen Ravens be absolute heroes in situations we didn't think they would. So never mind seeing a Raven. Command centers are slightly different. Polt seems to get his just a little bit faster every game.
I'm on a little bit. It's already an orbital, so mining up this happily for the time being. He enjoys a small SCV lead at the moment, but see if maybe XenoCider can find a way to wear that down. I mean, the Raven, again, point defense drones, seeker missiles, auto turrets, a lot of cool things these guys can do, but high ground vision right now just might be his best friend.
It looks like he's going to be a little bit passive for the next couple of minutes. Without stim, it is quite daring to go out on the map, especially with your tanks. Because if their stim finishes 10 seconds faster, they can hop on your tanks, and unless you have medevacs, they're not getting out. Tanks are pretty important in this matchup. Polt, okay. This is a drop, or is this like, spreading out the Marines?
Why can't I hold all these limes?
They don't understand. Okay. Now it looks like a drop. It goes to the base. All right, then. It's gonna get like a supply depot.
Sorry, just focusing really hard on not sleeping. #1 professional cast here in North America. But now he's gonna run back to try and get some shots off. Marines are gonna be a bit tentative to engage. There's still that medevac, but Polt also not wanting to waste everything. Just picks up and gets out of there alive.
Pretty passive. I guess there's still a really abusive spot on Catalina, so that's why we don't see XenoCider trying to do anything sneaky, or Polt for that matter. Your upgrade's looking very similar. Engineering Bay actually not being used by both parties.
Well, there you go. Speak of the devil, +1 on the way now for Polts.
Yeah, there's nothing else. After the last couple of TDTs that we've seen, there seems to be like no lull in the action. There's finally nothing happening.
Well, Polt's still not going to give up on trying to get some damage done. Picking off 1 or 2 SCVs at a time, I mean, that's sometimes all you need.
Guess so. It's also making sure to keep at least some of the army back, and it's not really getting a lot of scouting, so he does not see this army move out, but Polt did blade those Marines around with the medevac, which was odd, but will be worthwhile. And here's where they finally start to meet each other. XenoCider has a much smaller force. In fact, wow, Polt somehow just... Well, he did have the faster command center, and he actually has been able to, not take any damage, so... Yeah. Right. In other situations, XenoCider's been able to, like, siege up on his SCV line and actually make up for that difference, but not in this one.
Medevac's going to provide vision. This is where the Vikings would normally come into a pretty big role. We do have 1 Viking for Polt, and perhaps pulls it out of the main base and brings it over here. Snipe off those medevacs, gives them better positioning to angle in, and of course use those tanks for that wonderful and wonderful damage.
There's quite a big supply difference, or army supply difference.
Yeah,
well, but too.
If Xeno can get a good couple of first shots, if Polt loses things for free, we've seen complacency really take somebody down for who's a huge lead.
Yeah, the drop is again in the main. This time it has stim and there's nothing to defend it, so that could actually kill a lot of SCVs if XenoCider's not looking immediately. Obviously very focused over here, that could definitely be the case. The question is right now, I think, who's going to throw out 3rd command center? They're both kind of in a stalemated situation.
Well, for Polt's sake, basically 1 of 2 things happens. Either the army attacks into the tanks up here and he moves in with the Marines, kills everything. Or the Marines move in, start killing a couple of SCVs, the army responds and gives up the position here in the front lines. So, I mean, there's no real downside to this drop, and we do have a big clump of units coming across the map still out of Polt.
Polt also throws down that 3rd command center. This is just looking better and better for Polt. He has the better army, and he's now going to have the better economy again.
Well, I like that Slimp off with the Tech Lab. Going to definitely reduce the amount of tanks that come out this game. So he's definitely enjoying the advantage of it. Now pushing those front lines. Marines abandoned ship. Tanks going to go down. And looks like Polt is going to push to win with no tanks left to oppose him at this point. It's even upgrades. He's got combat shields at Stim. The difference is there's tanks alive for Polt where there's not for XenoCider.
Oh god, it's the curse, Rifkin.
Curse is real, but it's only a best of 5, not a best of 3, so not over yet. But Polt takes a big lead in this series, 2-0.
I guess XenoCider needs to return the slap.